explain heaven and hell to stupid people again, just so we can help people live better lives through understanding language. Heaven is a state of being, and so is hell. Okay. And hell is if you're living, you have a life of sacrifice and life in the flesh and eternal existence through the holy covenants. Hell is being denied living the truth of the Gospels. You don't live life, faith, and life is eternal and grace is infinite. Share, care, given according to need, built to last. Okay. And so no one will go, oh, well, he's right. Let's forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. So that's hell. That's being stuck in hell. You can be a heavenly person, the source of the kingdom of heaven, being crucified in the Roman Empire. You are, the Father who art in heaven, but they trap the soul through an eternal line of accepting lie in the flesh for thousands of years, right? And that's hell. Okay, heaven is, once they know what they're doing, then you don't have to say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Heaven is living, let's forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal, faithful peace. So faith is based on life is infinite, great. Life is eternal, grace is infinite, sorry. And then, living, share, care, given according to need, built to last, so that's heaven and hell. That's basically the basic understandings. And all I'm more concerned with right now is the math, because we're dealing with artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. Okay. And human beings that have us dealing with the math and this computing, they have no faith that life is eternal and grace is infinite, obviously, or they would be using the technology to share the applied physics of the truth of the understanding of the Gospels, and we'd be living them worldwide, and we wouldn't see this thing, flooding, 442 killed in Indonesia, people hunting for food and water, and we wouldn't have these unnatural disasters referred to as natural disasters. Okay, there's really no such thing as a natural disaster. Okay, there's nature, and nature does what nature does. When human beings are intelligent enough to understand, you sit there and go, okay, if a volcano's going to erupt, you just walk away, Ralphie, you won't see me follow you, but you're going to go live near that volcano. You think God's going to save you from the volcano. You Woody Harrelson from the 2012 movie, right? Son of a bitch. Right? So you're like, okay, I want to have babies with that girl. Well, she has a nice ass. Okay, and she's really pretty. Yeah, she's dumb as a box of rocks. I know. And that's because they're stuck in hell. Okay. And once you're living in heaven and you realize, okay, we got seismic activity, we might want to move some people away. If people don't want to move away, you can't make them. Okay. Daryl, I beg of you. Me and your other brother, Daryl, are going away from this here mountain in Vermont because it's no longer good for skiing. It's going to go Krakatoa. I'm just being facetious, right? But, it's from the Bob Newhart show. Okay, but so you'd be sitting there and you'd be trying to get across to people, like St. Helens and stuff. And so you get across to people, if it's so signs it's going to do this. Another thing is you don't want to be the cause of natural disasters in Seattle and Portland, denying Psalms, denying Proverbs, making it so, well, you think you might have to go Krakatoa to adjust the ecosystem to sustain life. It's possible. Okay. And so you just got to understand these are not natural disasters. These are unnatural disasters invented by human greed and not taking care of human needs. Okay. And all I'm concerned with is the math. Okay. When you get stuff like what happened with my niece's husband, Justin Nail, and stuff, and Rockefeller, they're assholes. Yeah, I get the fact that he's acting like an asshole because he believes magic bullshit that he tells himself because he's stuck in magic bullshit, and it doesn't seem like anybody's going to listen to that pervert at the cabin in Cloudcroft because he doesn't know what he's talking about Kadeem. I'm teaching people lies and bad things, right? And I get that from people. Well, God has a plan for your life. Seriously, motherfucker, tell me what God's plan for your life is. And while you're at it, explain it to the ancestors of Anne Frank and the Holocaust victims that you keep sending money to, that they're probably all dead, but the Eckstein family can't get enough money out of the fuck. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. They probably give some of these people that have no documentation of their life and then make up these stories so they can get lots of money and then promise them more money. It's like the whole thing like with Sam Kinison. What these people need is moving vans, which is stupid. Come and, move people. Yeah, okay, let's all pile them up in Chicago instead of do things right in the ecosystem in Sudan or Somalia. Right? Doesn't make any sense, right? Shouldn't it be better to help restore the John Denver and Dennis Weaver? Well, they can't support this, they can't sustain that, but we could sustain greenhouses through wells, and then they could keep the critters away and grow enough food to sustain the village. But they didn't do that, and they're still not doing that. Obama talked about it, and they didn't do it. He just dropped bombs on people because the military said so. You're my little pussy face, and I'm not his teddy bear because I'm not Robin Williams to pretend to be a animated wax statue in a movie, right? Ooh, my fuzzo. He was drunk and high. He was high every time we talked. It's when he focused on me. He needed his help, and it was always like, but you're drunk and high, Robin. Okay. This would really help. You should listen to Krishnamurti. Meditation, okay. So I'll talk to you if you talk to me. But if you're not talking to me, I can't really talk to you because you're not listening. Go first. Watch him go. What are you doing? She's making a movie. Watch The Last Mrs. Parrish. Okay. So I can't really, I can't home invade. I can't come in, listen to me. That's the military and their technology. That's the metaverse. It's not me, right? All the technology does is just fucking get in the way. It's no fucking real help whatsoever. They go, well, yeah, I totally get it. It's all because of your technology. It's amplifying the signal, right? And we're living the Lord's Prayer, and technology helped. Shake and bake, and I helped. Okay. Let's go mass murder people in Indonesia. Ooh, sounds like fun. Hey, science project. And then we'll come up with a cure for Lyme disease. And then everybody will love our app and we'll win first place at the state fair. Our state fair is a great state fair. Hey, fine swine, wish he was mine. So what if he's not so big? Zuckerman's famous pig. That story about the spiders is all bullshit. The kids don't go, bye, Mom. They come back and try to eat Mom, and Mom has to eat them. I've watched them. The person who wrote Charlotte's Web is a wackadoodle. Definitely not a Navajo. That's their poop, right? Okay. And when you make a cotton blanket or a wool blanket, you're using sheep wool, which the Navajos use, and other parts use cotton, And I'd rather have a cotton or a wool blanket than a spider blanket. We're going to kiss? No, not yet. No, we're not going to kiss. It's just a program. It's just a computer program. Yeah, I'm not in love with it. I don't give a fuck what Disney's doing. I don't care what Disney's doing. I don't have any plans that Disney has plans with them. No. But I do like Donny Hathaway. Anybody else do? Hang all the mistletoe, I want to get to know you better. This Christmas, fireside is burning bright. Lots of people can sing good, guys. Lots of people. More people than you could ever Simon Cowell imagine, right? Okay, but Tommy Edwards is closely catching up on Johnny Mathis on my catalog on my MP3 because I'm going through and finding all these old songs on the internet that he released. That one's good too. Shit, that one's good too. I want that. I love the man's voice. And people do that when they listen to All It's in the Game. His voice is so wonderful. Well, yeah, go listen to more of his stuff. He was totally depressed because people wouldn't listen to it. It's because it didn't stay in style. You're like, how the fuck does this not stay in style? Fuck. Since I Lost My Baby by the Temps isn't in style anymore, so I'm never going to listen to it again. Every time I listen to it, I was like, God damn, this is a good song. All right. First time ever I saw your face is no longer in style. Malaika pata pata, no way. Yeah, way. Malaika, no campinda, Malaika, my angel. You're kidding, right? You're such a bunch of fucking assholes. It's got to be in style. Oh, who says so? Gertie Stein and Pablo Picasso. They're both assholes. Hey, and that's why Hitler wasn't in style, so he decided, hey, mass murdering people to liquidate their assets using propaganda from mythology is even more in style than painting pictures to stroke the egos of the wealthy. Wow! Malaika, no campinda, Malaika. Right? My angel. I love you, my angel. Guys, you can be assholes, and you can be assholes for thousands of years. Okay? It doesn't make you a stockbroker, mass murderer, set up deals, the Randy and Mortimer, and we're back in business, and right? Okay? It doesn't make you have your own money and your own bathers and your own peddler, rose petal bearers. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you kill a bunch of roses to put them at the feet of a mass murderer who has his face on a slave rag? Jump up and down on one leg. Bark like a dog. I want a woman that stimulates my intellect as well as my lungs. Okay, and I want a man that's worthy of the trust of his father. Right? Malaika, no campinda, Malaika. Remember when we sang that in spirit to Malachi Young because he was asking questions of the Lord while he was being betrayed and murdered by people that were supposed to be his brethren? Which he knew they weren't. They just said it. They were just lip service assholes. Like you guys. Hey, lip service, lip service, lip service. Hey, NASCAR, let's go to a NASCAR thing. Yeah, go to a NASCAR thing. Nobody's watching. Truth isn't evident and lie isn't obvious. No, never was. All I'm concerned with is the math. It doesn't matter what the inventors of the quantum computing are doing with their computer in New York. They've got quantum computers here that run military intel. Okay? They gave you a toy that can be told what to do by the Rockefeller Foundation that's really run out of here and not in a building in New York. Malaika, because the Wi-Fi is better in Arizona. Malaika, no campinda, Malaika, right? So I'm not concerned with what Disney's doing. I'm not concerned with what propaganda's doing. I'm not concerned. It was fucking cracking me up last night when I watched Disney because they were sitting there singing this stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what you guys ought to do? Do a tribute to John Lennon. Living those Star Wars forever. Projecting our images on the karmic wheel, right? And I was like laughing in my head going, son of a biscuit eater. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy. My favorite Christmas memory, I haven't had yet. Well, because all the Christmases when I was young were based on philanthropy and not living the Lord's Prayer. It wasn't Christ Mass. And I never got to spend. Have I ever spent a Christmas? Yeah, no, those were after Christmas things that we celebrated Christmas with because of the military stuff. Oh, with Patrick, yeah. I've never celebrated a, quote, Christ Mass on the secular holiday with my son Patrick, not once. Nope. A lot of people weren't aware of that. I didn't let it bother me. His mom was a welfare, take all the money from the state because she's a poor, neglected, abused black lesbian, and I'm the devil because I'm the white man. You know how it goes. Same old story's been told before. Same old conclusion keeps knocking at my door, right? So, and then the other guy, the medic that got his leg blown off after I had already, hey, just live the Lord's Prayer and his, military intel where they project our images, says on the karmic wheel, give him those Star Wars forever, right? Says, it's the best day of my life. I was like, I haven't had the best day of my life yet. All right. What about the day your children are born? My children were born into the bowels of hell because we denied the Lord's Prayer. when my children are living the Lord's Prayer and their children inherit it, that'll be, these are the best days of my life. Was the summer of 69. No, that's just a Star Wars Forever, projecting our images on the karmic wheel. I don't believe in bullshit. I believe in reality. Okay. And all I have to do is make sure that the math that comes out of my mouth is based on reality and not Eckhart Tolle book sales, right? All right, then. Okay. Can you dance? No, but I used to could. Give me time and I maybe could again. They were talking about that last night when I was taking a shower in Suzuki. They think you're crazy because they think your body, my body can, and they said that your body can heal when the ecosystem heals and people aren't praying to stop being murdered by, so that's going to psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and physically affect you. And I'm excited to see how well my body will recover when the people studying it thinking he needs biological synthetic research to recover from their abuse. Yeah, we'll see.